Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Damn. I know. I know that you know. I know that you know. Drippy. And I know that you broke. I can see it in your damn face. And I see everything in you. That's what it could be. And I've grown. Letting go meant to look the other fucking way. I've never known. No one said that love will hurt this much. And I know that you broke. I can see it in your damn face. And I see everything in you. That's what it could be. And I've grown. Letting go meant to look the other fucking way. I've never known. No one said that love will hurt this much. Too much on my mind, finna change up. Life was never normal, couldn't blame us. Get this sneezing every time they bring my name up. Do it right, never wrong, that's how they raised us.
I thought I added it. I guess I didn't. Oh, that's how you had to do it.
Damn. I know. I know that you know. And I know that you broke. I can see it in your damn face. And I see everything in you. That's what it could be. And I've grown.
Well, hello. I say, let's talk about America and where we are in 2024. The reality is that what is freedom in the first place? What is citizenship? Someone please explain. Because by the time you wake up and realize that freedom was never free, you find that liberty and justice wasn't free either. So let's just talk about the story of Apple cell phones, because I recently took my phone in to be repaired because it wasn't ringing. And I didn't know what problem it was, but I kept on calling and they said, well, bring it on in. It's got an issue with the speaker. They looked at it, and unfortunately, the day that they tried to repair it, it didn't work. So I was told to bring it back in, and I did just that. A couple of days later, and then I was there for like 4 hours, and they replaced the whole backboard of the phone. The only thing that was original on the phone was the clear glass and the camera. And I'm saying, who told them to do all of that? Because after they did all of that, all my programs were corrupt and there were issues. I lost my passwords. And I couldn't use my watch. The Apple Watch wouldn't connect to the phone, and I had to bring it in for them to do it. And I'm saying, enough of it is bullshit, because the phone was running hot for over 2 weeks, and it couldn't charge because it was running so hot. So when I called in and asked them to look at it, they made an appointment for me to go into the Apple store in Town Square. And these people, they ran a few tests on it. All of a sudden, it wasn't running hot anymore. And I'm saying that's bullshit, because it wouldn't even charge up to 100%. It was just hovering around 82% for more than a week. And I'm saying, what the fuck is going on? Because it's not charging. Yet still I've decided if they have this much control over this piece of shit, they can keep it. I'm not going to buy another one. I'm going to see how long this one lasts. Technology is just whatever, because there's really nothing to the devices anymore. The thing is not saved on your actual device. Everything is in the cloud, and they do so much fucking tracking. They know everything about you, or they pretend to know what they think they know, but they really don't know shit. Nice to meet you. And I just figured that we should talk about public education as we're not talking about it at this moment. And it's critical because so many children are just not making it from a broken system. But then immigrants come here every day and they thrive and they're successful. And I'm saying, well, what the hell? What's going on? Guyana. Oh, yeah, Stevie Wonder's over there in Ghana, right? He decided to leave America and, get citizenship somewhere else. And he took his whole family. He announced that he was going to do it. It's just like Tina. Tina Turner. When she died, she didn't die in America. She died over there in Norway. I just find it so amazing that so many black people who have been given these gifts and are paying taxes and they're making so much money are choosing to leave America. If Michael Jackson had never came back to America, I believe he would still be living. Yet on the day that he died, the Beatles were performing in the New York Square, on that side of America. And I'm saying, how did they understand and be prepared that he was going to die? They just knew it. And they were right there in New York City the moment that he died. And that morning they were celebrating. I'm saying, what the hell? That was a message to me. We all need to pay attention. Yet and still, if you were paying attention, when Prince died, apparently the plane had to pull over because he was in so much pain, and then get some special medication, then go home, and then die of a chemical reaction. An allergic chemical reaction was the last thing I paid attention to. What were you doing? Yet and still, the people that owned his music rights, the people that owned him when he was writing slave on the side of his face, are the same people that have control over his music. And that was given to them by the court system in America. America the beautiful, America the great, where freedom has never been free. Just a minute. So many people just don't do politics and they don't know shit. And I'm saying, wow, so you're just going to pay taxes and they're just going to do whatever they want to do because you're not even concerned. And I'm saying, oh, but wait a minute. Failure was not going to be the option for me and my children, as I'm not choosing to fail right now. There's just so many fires on everywhere I turn. There's issues, shit issues, and I'm sick of the shit issues. It's kind of like, who spends $1,500 on a damn phone and the phone is crap? I don't know. Because 1 year later, the shit just doesn't want to work. And it's running hot. And it'd be hot all day. It took a whole half a day to charge. But it had been charging for a week. And it would not charge because it was running hot. And this MF, well, this child that was working at the Microsoft store told me, well, just don't hold it when it's charging because it can run a little hot. And I'm saying it wasn't running a little hot before you changed it and did all that other extra shit to it. But I'm telling you what they do know here. They know that you ain't got nobody to tell. So no matter what the hell's going on with you, who are you going to tell? No goddamn body. Because there's nobody out there that will listen in the first damn place. I'm just so elated that I did not have to educate my children in this hellhole because this is what it is. Straight up hell. They have special uh, committees for the homeless, and they have a special committee for the children that are autistic, and they have another special committee for the children who are deaf and blind. And I'm saying, wow, is everything so different? Yeah, it is. It's real. Because they don't understand that free and appropriate is not the most restrictive placement in the world. And if they're going to put you in a restrictive placement, then they have to demonstrate that somehow you wasn't functioning over there in the real world. And they have to write some goals so that you can function over there in the real world. But then over there, there's no way to come back. Once you're gone, you're gone. This AI shit is bullshit because it starts, I like to see my words because I want to understand what I'm communicating and that it's real. And actually, I'm not a robot. I'm just a human being. And I said, actually is the word I said. I'm just me. All of my choices have been real. But each time I made a choice, I've had to live the consequence. So know that. But the blessing is that I'm still here and you're here also. And it's a new day as it is a new dawn. It's just a new industry. And people need to pay attention to understand that either your phone can run away and run down so quickly, just quickly, or they can do something and shut off all the extra programs so it's not running hot. But I just want to understand who was jocking my back that my phone was so hot that it would not charge for more than 2 weeks. So, I did the smart thing. I just snapshot it until it got fully charged so that I could see how long it was going to take to fully charge. Since they said nothing was wrong with it, I'm going to pay attention to the battery. And mostly I'm going to complain because anybody who's been given that level of openness and gathering and collecting information about me and who I am don't deserve to do what? Because I ain't got no new mama and no new daddy, and it's just me and God, and they ain't God. So I had a podcast and we were going to talk about early Head Start. And we need to talk about early Head Start because we need to talk about child care, as this is a city of entertainment. And they just need people to work 24 hours a day. And they should be paying for child care. Who's they? Oh, I thought you knew. The city of entertainment. The casinos. Yet and still, they're not committed to helping their employees sustain themselves. So the state and their committed individuals, the people who gather, who make the rules, the people who show up, not you, but the people who choose to show up to make the rules so they can benefit. And that's when I found out America is all about the benefit. Don't you hear Donald every day talking about how the rules are trying to crucify him? How unfortunate that he could talk about grabbing the pussy. And as long as he was in the office, you couldn't talk about that. Otherwise, you could get banned because he said it. He said, just grab the pussy. Now, these mentally retarded people would like to beep you every time you say that word. And I'm saying, excuse me, but did you not say that my son would be severely mental retarded, communication handicapped, and just wouldn't benefit from public education? Yet and still, he graduated with a one-on-one aide, a laptop, and above proficient, and that is my story to tell. And all of the services that we had were just provided willingly by the state of California or by Sacramento City Unified School District or by whoever, Kaiser Permanente. Everybody just chipped in. That's how it works. Here, it's not like I've had a problem getting any paperwork signed by my doctor, but there's really, my son was already educated before he got here. He really didn't need for the doctor to write any accommodations for him because I've just chosen to keep him away from the people who would find him perhaps failing to comply. I said the people that could find him failing to comply, because if you are black in America and you fail to comply, hell, you die. And white people say it 24/7. Oh, if he only complied, he wouldn't be dead. And I'm saying that's just bullshit. Bullshit. Because it happens every day. For whatever reason, people have to buy insurance to protect themselves. And then they bring a gun to really what? To demand that they can control your behavior and show you that they can protect their shit. And I'm saying, what an ugly world we're living in. As there are resources that are paid by you every day. And as you could work your whole life and pay whatever they establish, because you're going to pay them taxes and all that other shit that comes out of your paycheck because you're making money. Unless you're making money straight for yourself, you're going to help support the system, and that's the way it works. Yet and still, so many people don't understand that shit. And they just choose not to demand a level of accountability. And I'm looking at this and I'm trying to understand, well, what is it I see? Because there are partnerships and there's no accountability. There's partnerships and no MOU. There's partnerships and then there's the harvest. And I said MOU, which is a maintenance of operation. Which is just genuinely required if you're going to spend federal dollars. But then you have to understand that the federal money is generated by the number of people who qualify for the free and reduced lunch in your state, in your county, in your town. And then there's money set aside for those Native Americans. Yes, you understand, don't you? And then with all those dollars set aside for the people who qualify for the free and reduced lunch, did you know that they were given some large amounts of money to the children in the foster care system here? It's just unfortunate that so many black children are in the foster care system here. Something like a 48%. And then with the 256 percentage of children who were willfully defiant in the public education system, I'm saying, well, what are they running over there? I've never witnessed that level of dysfunction in my life. But guess what? They don't answer questions because they don't have to, because not enough of you have shown up to demand accountability. And that's all we're talking about. A demand for accountability, not Amanda. They're going to keep on working on practicing, on, improving the technology. And it's awesome because this is the way that we're moving. We're moving towards communicating and educating ourselves and becoming those lifetime learners that the intent of public services was all about in the first place, is that we make a better world. But what can I say? As this is America, and those criminals will be criminals. You all heard Microsoft say it. Bing, bing, bing. They said, human capital. Microsoft said it, and therefore you started to do what? Subscribe. And then, of course, the a la carte for television. You can just choose whatever you want to see. And with the invention of that Amazon Fire Stick, ooh, I thought you knew Amazon has a Fire Stick, and you could just watch the free movies. I mean, because these programs, once you get them installed on the Fire Stick, they just go and do whatever, and you don't even have to leave your living room anymore. Hell, you can live in your box forever. And isn't it unfortunate that so many people have done that, and they're so large that they can't even get out of their house? I mean, that's a reality. And I just don't understand this. It's a mental dependence on the food, but the food is toxic. And there are some foods here in America that are sold to Americans that are not sold in the European countries because of the toxicity. And I'm saying, when I quit smoking, there was a product called Equinox, Stop Smoking Nutrition. And they said within 3 weeks, you will stop smoking. Guaranteed. So my story behind the Equinox and the stop smoking to nutrition, because it had vitamins and everything, is that my nephew, he graduated from college and we had to drive to New Orleans. And it was a big family thing. 3 cars were driving and I was driving one of them. And I was the only smoker. So every now and then I would feel I needed to pull over and smoke a goddamn cigarette or pee. And everyone would complain. So I had my Equinox Stop Smoking Nutrition that I had bought some 20 years ago. I hate to tell you. It was 20 years old. And they were just sitting in the bathroom, and I kept them in the bathroom in the cabinet just in case I wanted to quit. But smoking was some kind of friend or something, because I could sit outside after the long day and smoke a cigarette and just calm the fuck down. As there are always so many challenges that we have to live through, and every time you turn around, there's another challenge, and you're trying to, when will it stop? Well, it doesn't stop, boo. It just keeps on going and going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going. But those do run out. But anyways, I smoked for a long time. And so I started taking those 3 pills every time, twice a day, I think. But by the end of the 3rd week, I could smoke the whole time. But by the end of the 3rd week, it was the nastiest taste in my mouth ever, and I never picked up another cigarette again. And if you go online, you just look up Equinox and then go look at the products, because the Stop Smoking Nutrition is there, but they don't make it anymore because they don't allow people in America to buy it, because you don't know that you are only the harvest. And you see, I know what the harvest looks like because I was identified as the harvest at one time, because I had served as a VISTA, a volunteer in service for America, under the Corporation for National and Community Service. And when you serve as a VISTA, you earn an education award, and I did. It was like for $5,700, and I did it 2 times, so that made it almost 11,000 and something. Yet I had lost my job, and I was thinking about transitioning to something different. And so the first class that I took was with Sacramento City Unified School District, and it was a computer repair class. And then I signed up with Elk Grove Business Institute, BTTI, and they were a partner or affiliated with Elk Grove School District and also the County of Sacramento and the Department of Health and Human Services in Sacramento. Well, this asshole, he wrote up some loan papers when I went in there, and he says, oh, you can become a Microsoft certified systems engineer in less than whatever. And he signed me up for a 6-week course for $11,000. And he did a student loan on it, and they got my education award because I had to do another Vista year just not to have that money hanging over my head. And I'm saying, criminality, boo. I get it. Ain't no freedom in America. There's just you, and you're the harvest. But the world is shifting, and you understand that education comes from where? Wherever you may find it. And there is no one way. Once a child learns to read, there is no holding them back. Once a child learns to read, there is no holding them back. They just start sowing seed and they start reaping the harvest, and they try to control them. They don't want them to cheat. They want to control these cell phones. They're going to create a whole oversight of cell phones instead of teaching them how to use Google Classroom. So instead of partnering with technologies, these assholes plan on doing what? Overseeing and managing the behavior of the humans who should know how to utilize the cell phone and how to use Google Classroom and how to complete their assignments, and where is the work happening, because it doesn't exist, because you got ignorant people trying to control what they've managed to steal and set aside for themselves forever. And the word was steal, because guess what? People are going to the penitentiary by making bad choices. But when I listened to the story of the baby that was under 5, I believe, who was in a foster care environment, and they had taken that child in, and they had an infant, and the infant somehow fell. And the child that they had taken in tried to stop the child from crying, and he stamped on his head. And I'm saying, this is what ignorance, what we're saying, that should not exist, but does exist in America. Just you. What she's saying, my girlfriend says she's listening. She says, I hear you. She says, I'm listening in amazement. You're not long-winded. You just have plenty to say. Oh, he's so funny. I do have so much to say. You should call in. You know you're out there listening, girl. And when you push that call in button, then you get to talk too. And then we can be talking like we're on the phone. And then that's how it works. Everybody has life experience. And you just have to understand which way are you going. Because if it's not working, then it's time to rethink the situation. And this is not working for me. And so today when I went to go look at my phone because it was running so hot, and it really was hot, and it wouldn't charge past 87%. Now I'm back down to 87%. And I'm saying, oh, I'm going to see if it runs hot next time I plug the charger in. Well, we know about radiation, and I know about the EMF waves, and I know that there are programs that you can scan your devices with, but it really doesn't matter because you're not in control of any of the devices. They can simply do what? Raise the EMF waves and all of the devices because we don't know what causes people to have heart attacks or all that other stuff. And you just have to pay attention because people are dirty in America. They've always been dirty in America. And I know there's got to be some funky shit going on with this damn phone because it was so hot. And then, guess what? Now, it's not hot at all. And I'm saying, well, why was it so hot? And why would it say your phone was unable to charge because it was overheating? And I'm saying, oh, but then they can do something with the program shit and make it not overheat? What the hell, right? And I'm saying that it's just like when I'm standing in front of the printer and the printer was there and you could print from your phone, but then sometimes the printer would just go away. Where the hell did it go? Which way did they go? Which way did they go? It's always about chasing where your services are because you pay for this shit. And then all of a sudden your services are not there. And who the hell is controlling the shit in the first place? But truly, if you understand this shit, then you know it's just a classroom of children, and they are just children. No, it's children. That's exactly what's going on. They hire these young people, and they have limited life understanding, and then they go with whatever they know. And you know, in the Bible is saying, don't lean to your own understanding. But they can't help themselves because they just limited, and it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I was talking, and this lady, she tried to tell me that how you don't start a sentence with a certain whatever adjective or noun or what, and I don't give a fuck. I can say whatever I want to say, and I don't have to be correct because I'm doing self-expression today. And it is my liberty to talk about what I see, and as I see nothing but failure in front of me. And I'm saying in the year of 2024, it's unacceptable what we're managing, and we need to bring about a change that allows everyone to have a voice in the oversight. Now, I'll say it again. The change we need to see is everyone's voice at the table to ensure adequacy is happening for all as public services are mandated by federal law. And I said it slowly so that the microphone could pick it up and document exactly what I'm saying, because even when you go back and listen, you're not going to see the words, but I'm going to understand that I communicated to you effectively, and that failure has just never been an option in America. Why do you think that immigrants are coming here to educate their families, as it is free? And it's also free for you to fuck it up and not to ever benefit, because at the age of 3, you too can lose your gifted and talented placement for life. I was listening to the dog across the street. I think I don't know if the people are home, but sounds like he might be out. Let's see. It finally made it to 99 degrees. Well, you better go in there and wash your face because you don't know. You don't want no poison oak or anything else on your face. Just, no, it's the same as being on the telephone, except for, people have to be, even if you call me right now, everything would be on our conversation. And this app allows you to talk while you're on the phone, and it still documents everything that is said. And I didn't realize that at first, but then I heard myself in a conversation. So this is a pretty decent app, and it's like in a town square or in a public square. And as an American, the obligation is, who are you? What have you done? Have you ever went to a board meeting? Do you understand what the board level does? Because we all pay taxes. But how do we measure what is considered the maintenance of effort for the investment in our children? And then they just say these children have behavioral issues. And I'm saying, well, did you not know that public education is to modify human behavior? And so parents have to really come to the table and say, my little Johnny is doing this. How can we change it? How can we turn it around? And because of special education, and because Hillary wrote IDEA in 1997, and then it was revamped in 2004. And it is IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Act, is what it's called. And it is a federal kind of thing. I mean, the federal government has decided what? That we are all humans. She says, I'm not signed up. Oh, okay, I get it. I forgot you have to upgrade. And that's when I first got this app. I said, oh, well, I couldn't upgrade because I didn't have the money and I had to wait. So this wonderful young woman who I met out here, LMC Saint, she paid for me to have my online basic thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying I just didn't have the money, but she wanted to talk to me and she helped me, and I'm grateful because I really like this app. So when I get some money, I'll help you, but I don't have it right now. Mhm. Mhm. But in America, everything has changed. Every single thing. And life and liberty means that you have an obligation to wake up and share your concerns of what? Because everything really has to work. But who's ensuring that it is working? Who's over the Department of Health and Human Services? And I hate to tell you, boo, it's you. It's you, the community, who put the governor in office. Excuse me, governor. But when the governor is got some ethics issues and he can win the election with all these ethics violations, and I'm saying, help us, because we don't want the Donald to come back with all of the ethics issues that follow him. He just has some moral issues that are just unfair to all of us because force us to take a side. And he's never really looked out for the little people. And he's filed bankruptcy and hurt so many of the little people. But maybe you guys don't feel it because he's mostly working with immigrants and he just screws them. But I don't know, because this is just America. And as an American, as an African American, fighting to ensure that adequacy happened for my children was what I did every single day. It's what I know how to do. And then I say, how unfortunate that people would accept the letter grade of F as a determination of what the child was supposed to learn in the first quarter of the public school year. So no, failure is not an option in America. It is time for us to understand that. And you must understand that because public education is mandatory. And I do mean mandatory by law. So the federal government gives states money to educate the children in poverty and to educate the children who are homeless and to help provide education to the children who are second language learners. And then, of course, we're going to educate those children in the juvenile facilities. And that's just what we spend money on as Americans. What we don't spend money on is millennial scholarships. And that's what the governor gave to the people who elected him. And you have to understand, they came out because they wanted a new governor because they were worried about all of that money that they had managed to steal from you people who choose not to show up, and that you people might get your money back. And that's what's at the toss-up right now. The over $200 million that they are lacking to provide equal services to all children. And I'm saying, oh well. Because you see, I know what the equal looks like. My son graduated with a one-on-one aid, and they said he was severely mentally retarded. A one-on-one aid. That meant somebody was in the classroom just for him to make sure that he was transitioning from task to task. And you need to understand, when we needed to have a behaviorist come in and transition a behavior that was out of control, the district paid for it. And as my son was autistic and having grand mal seizures, it really didn't matter. I didn't know what that came from. And I'm understanding now that perhaps I was just working in a toxic environment. That's why they gave me Social Security at 38. I got Social Security, and I am 66, and I have enjoyed my retirement. So don't get jealous, because that's how it works. But also, I have managed to support my community in helping to ensure that children get to the other side, because failure is just never an option. Although failure is what it is, because if you don't have a goal, then there is no goal to reach. No, it's not unfortunate. It's just we have work to do. And as long as we have work to do and we show up, they have to do the work. So, like I said, when I was at the In-N-Out Burger and I saw the older white lady getting out of this brand new minivan, and it was one of those big box minivans, and then like 11 or 12 black children got off the van, and they were all varied ages from 3 years old to maybe 8 years old. And they are in need of foster care parents because they don't have enough. But they have so many black children in the foster care system, and I'm saying that's because there's no services for those black families, and I'm saying enough is enough. Because why are we paying for shit that's just not working? Because these people really do have jobs. They live behind gated communities. They have jacuzzis, and they are living their best life. And then there is you, the harvest, who refuses to show up. And life is difficult sometimes, but you still have to show up because your children can't make it without you. And it's critical that we all learn to show up. We don't have to be perfect. I was telling my son today, I wanted to see him. He's going to make a juice book, and I told him, I said, well, maybe you should just make juice pops, because make it like a little Father's Day treat and sell it, because it's digital and it's a gift, and people will buy that gift for their loved ones. Teaching them how to make juice pops, whatever, I don't care, but you gotta have the ability to create what? A product and get it out the door. But let it be yours, not someone else's. Let it be you. It's going to make the ultimate cash grab. That's what I think. Yeah, the porch light keeps on coming on. I gotta turn it on just a minute. Okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, when I found this app was so clear, but I'm gonna go in here and play one of Keep On songs because I can. And because he shared it with me to play. Let me see which one. This one. I like this one. They told me I couldn't play it, but I'm gonna play it today. Play it.
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up. Tell him. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in for drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know it kill the feel. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in for drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know we kill the field. Facing all these bad boys, you know we kill the field. Take care of yourself. Pick up the telly, call rich shit, get real. Take care of yourself. And my feelings like you cracking cells and popping pills. Take care of yourself. And my feelings like you cracking cells and popping pills. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. Praying for my brother, cause I know he kinda catch fast. Yeah, I keep on mess. I don't even know how to send for myself. I don't want you coming in. I don't want you coming in. I don't need it. I just step back, I'm staying low key. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in the drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know it kill the feel. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in the drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know it kill the feel.
Okay. That was just too late. Trying to go back to notes to turn it off. You're so funny, girl. Oh, it's not over yet. It's almost over.
Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in the drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know it kill the feel. Take care of yourself, you ain't never did. All these niggas in my face, yeah, they snakes for real. Granny told me never lie, so I keep it real. Ain't see Brody in a minute, yeah, he in the drills. Facing all these backwoods, you know it kill the feel. You know it kill the feel.
Isn't that cool how he does that in his own room? And I guess the kids have gotten some software. My kids used to do it in the basement too, make their own music. And, and it was John and Chris, and it wasn't Tyler. It was just John and Chris and their friends. And that's just real. But life is good. And as long as we're living, we can change things. As long as we're still living, we can, do whatever. Oh, you let Marshawn listen? I got one more song. I'll play another one. Hold on. Marshawn could do it too. I don't know how to do it, but, the kids seem to share that information. I'll get the other song. Go back to notes. Notes. There we go. This song.
What you know about love?
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up.
What you know about love? What you know about love? You ain't never show no love. You and your friends with us, you be out with the scrubs. All them late nights at the club. You ain't never show no love. What you know about love? You ain't never show no love. You and your friends with us, you be out with the scrubs. All them late nights at the club. You ain't never show no love. What you know about love?
What you know about love? You ain't never show no love. What you know about love? Yeah, we lit in the club. Yeah, throwing one straight thumbs. We ain't never giving fuck. We ain't never giving fuck. What you know about trap? What you know about this? What you know about that? We be out where you at, smoking dope this price. 2 shots, take you at the mouth. Said it's so ill, but that's cut. Boy, shit can't lack. These niggas real whack. Got the jig and I'm smack. Pop this and pop that. I do this when I'm sad. I leave the fake in the past, yeah, that's what I had. But now I got bad. And now these niggas mad.
What you know about love? You ain't never show no love. You and your friends with us, you be out with the scrubs. All them late nights at the club. You ain't never show no love. What you know about love? You ain't never show no love. You and your friends with us, you be out with the scrubs. All them late nights at the club. You ain't never show no love. What you know about love?
That was cool, huh? Let me see. We've got one more. I'll get one more. Where's that? Yeah, this one. I think this one's different than I just did that one. You see how that one started off different, but it's almost the same, but it's not the same. This one is different.
Jimmy.
Hey, yo, Lorraine.
Driven. Told her that I'm proud, now she's still mine. So you ain't wrong or right, you know she's still mine. Told Diddy there ain't no problem, nigga, she's still mine. Rhonda said she love me, that she's still mine. Life can get so ugly, but there's still time. Recognize your face, elevate your mind. Throw away the games, they ain't worth your time. S40 DSS, gon' free your mind. Fuck the goal to be the best, one step at a time. I told my brother I ain't tripping, this bag on my mind. I pour forward for my auntie, you dancing tonight. Sunshine and rainy days, I've seen through the night. It be the little things that bring me the peace in my life. I know you see the difference out with the peace of the night. The club don't make no difference, I'll make you mine for the night. I'll make you mine for the night.
Hey, I told my baby that she's still mine. And she don't like the shit I do, we don't spend time. I told her trust the process, everything gon' fall in line. Just hold it down, baby, in the end, yeah, we gon' shine. It takes time, pretty girl, we only in our prime. Stay focused, set goals, push through and climb. Separate yourself, yeah, I know it's hard times. Hey, yeah, I know it's hard times. Now tell me, baby, is you really gon' fight? Or is you here for one night? Or am I even your type? If it's fuck with me, baby, I can show you what's right. Take you out, go shopping, have you put on something tight, yeah. Maybe put you on a flight, yeah. I take you out for the night, get you high as a kite, yeah. And then we fucking on site, yeah. Yeah, we fucking all night, just be ready for the ride, yeah. Change positions, lay down, let me hit it from the side. Yeah, she scratching, she bite, yeah. Baby Nessie, yeah, she knows what I like. Going crazy, yeah, it's like she got control of my mind. Even though we fucking fight, attitude ugly, but I know she stay in line. Worry about yourself, cause I know my little baby's fine. Yeah, cause I know she's still mine.
Baby, you was real fine, thinking you should be mine. Told her we can kick it at the river just to kill time. Smoking and laughing, in it for the chill vibes. She just wanna get high, she just wanna take the flight. We both having fun, cause we fucking all night. Smoke all this weed, will make us feel right. I could buy you anything, girl, fuck the price. Know you look pretty, now you feeling nice. Hating ass niggas wanna take what's mine. Fuck what they talking, baby, let's go shine. Loyal to the family, she never letting go, yeah, she still mine.
And you're right, these kids are so descriptive. I mean, they're just going to go all into it. But that's all of the music. I mean, you start listening to Drake and all those other young artists, and all their music is so sexual. That's all it's all about. And I'm saying, yeah, but if you don't deal with that, I can't wait to listen to the podcast with him. Oh, well, and John will be home from work in a minute, and he ain't home yet. But, the whole thing is that we're responsible for these young people and their thoughts. And if they've never even experienced life, every choice they make is going to make a different pathway for them. And that's how come you have to make sure that they're taking the pathway that's least resistant. Because when you find things are very resistant, and guess what? It's not your pathway, and you're forcing it. If it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go. Yeah, that's really what it is. The song is all about it. But some people just keep on trying to make it work, and they don't understand why it's not working. Well, guess what? It's not for you. And sometimes you just have to admit that shit. Because when it's not for you, you just can't, no matter what you do, you just can't. It's just not going to happen. And it might be unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So we have trials and tribulations. That's in the Bible. Guess what? The Bible is a guide. You shouldn't need it like that. It should be a part of who you are. Yeah, your spirit. It is there. And if you really need something, then open up the book. Because I think you inherently know right from wrong all the time. And sometimes you would just choose to do wrong. It's a selfishness kind of thing. Because people like to be selfish. And they can. Based on what? Whatever their original intent was. And you have to just understand Most of the time, you don't have to deal with people. But when you choose to deal with them, then you just have to go ahead and do whatever it takes, no matter what. Because I knew that my children were all going to get an education. And it was just troubling that my oldest child, who was so gifted, you know what I'm saying? Who was just whatever. And education really didn't mean anything. And he could just wait the whole year and then turn all the work in 2 weeks. And I'm saying, he was fucking bored out of his mind. But the mandatory attendance is real, and how our schools are established is even more real. And I think that we need to rethink what public education is for so many children, because so many children are just not making it, and it's not okay for them to just push them out there on the street and say, have at it, because then they just become a part of the harvest. It's like these fucking cell phones. They track everything we do. They know more about you than you know about yourself. And that'd be true. And then, he's going to tell me, the phone's running hot. Well, don't charge it when it's hot. I said, well, what do you mean? That phone wouldn't charge past 83%, and it's at 83% again. And then it just holds because it's hot, because it's not trying to maintain the charge. And that's just bullshit. But they can do things to make it charge. Yeah, they can turn off certain programs. It's like somebody's riding your ass and you just don't know who's back there. But then when you file a complaint, then their asses can get to work and they can do what they're supposed to do, which is keep the fleas off of your back. Because it looks like a lot of fleas be riding here and they be riding high. And that's just real. Because I don't understand it. Here, you can play other people's music, and a lot of times I just come in and people are playing nice music, and I can chill. I like nice music myself too. That's why I pay for Spotify. Yep. And I pay for YouTube too, because sometimes I might want to use their shit, and read whatever. But I have my own machine, where I've got CDs that I can upload and put them on when I have space and time to do it. But you have to have time. You have to organize yourself so you can do what it is that you know how to do. And take time to just live and enjoy your quality life. But these people have just gone on down. I mean, when you start looking at some of the cases, like that young man that died on the East Coast, because he was out there selling CDs. Now, everybody has a right to manage and do what it is they know how to do to make money to take care of their family. And if the state and the city and the county has not provided a way, then they're going to criminalize people for selling marijuana and CDs and whatever. And I'm saying, this is fucking insane, because there are far too many kids that are just not making it. What is social promotion? Anybody? What is social emotional learning? It ain't shit. And when you go to school every day, because you have to, because that's the law, and you don't understand what the law says. I am the law. I am the law was sitting up there having sex with the housemaid and made him a whole baby. I am the law. That was some funny shit. Yeah, because, then he was on the shit. He was on the shit sting. But guess what? He was thinking about running for president, and y'all would have voted for him had that baby not popped up in there. Yeah, y'all would have voted for him because you liked that he was, he was representing y'all. But Obama was representing everybody, and he had, but he didn't really promote his white side of the family while he was in office. Them white folks just didn't really show up. But, his sister did. And multicultural is where we were. And multicultural is where we are right now. Because everybody's got a thing. They soon ought to know how to handle it. And isn't it so true? Because Stevie's over there in Ghana now. And we ain't still figured out how to work it out. And I'm saying, it's been 70 years since Brown versus the Board of Education, and I'm so grateful that all my children graduated above proficient in every class. I mean, when my middle child was deemed to be specific disability, and he said he didn't have any special education needs. That's what he said, and I'm saying, well, then you don't. You just have a right to have what you need, and that's what happened. We got everything he needed, and guess what? He graduated, and he had 4 hours of RSP, and he graduated at grade level. And I'm saying, that was amazing because they said in 2004 he was the only kid in special education that graduated at grade level. And I'm saying, so, was that supposed to mean something to me? Because it didn't mean anything to him because he was pissed off that he was even getting some extra help, but he was kind of glad now. At the age of 38, he should be happy because he has an education and he can. Are you having problems staying in the room or is people kicking you out? I'm not kicking anybody out. Anybody can come in the room. You actually can call in. You push that little button. But the whole thing is that, in America, you are no more than what you believe you are. And that is it. Because nothing from nothing leads to nothing. And you really got to have a little something to be able to, to manage some shit. But if you ain't got no skills and you think that this shit is somehow going to play into your hand, John's home. You is wrong. Because that shit is not going to happen like that. And here we are, living in the year of 2024. And my son's just getting off work. Because that's what he does. Oh, yeah, well, he's a tourist, that's real. Hey. What's going on?
Huh?
What's going on? Huh?
You got some stuff?
What you got?
No, just, my stuff.
I know, but no stuff for us.
What you mean, no stuff? Shit, I got stuff for y'all too. Y'all niggas is crazy.
Tell Tyler, I'm doing my podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Natisha said, oh, hope he comes on so he can talk shit in the room. Tell Tyler to give me my water out the freezer. Thank you. I put it in the freezer. Just tell him to bring it to me. So, anyways, it's like when you are like, we just need to understand that the weather is getting cooler now. It's like it went from 113 today to I think it's like 95 degrees right now. And at least it's cooling because this is really cool. I can feel the coolness. And at least it cools down in the middle of the night because it could get, it could stay hot all night. Thank you. And when it stays hot all night, then the AC has to work overtime. Mm-hmm. But you living in the desert, that means you got to drink the water. And so many people don't like to drink the water. And so many young people are dying from kidneys. And what is this obesity thing that's happening with all of the people? And I'm saying, well, and they have shows on YouTube about obesity and fat. And I'm saying, oh no, I can't be fat. I'm never going to be fat. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to drink the water. Yep, because eating is not so important when you get a certain age. And, at the age of 66, I think I need to eat less and a better quality of food. So, so that I can remain healthy. And then I think I just need to work on getting to the gym because we got a free membership gym. As, you get the silver sneakers. And finally, Tyler gets it too. We both get it. Yep, we're both going to get silver sneakers and we're going to go to the gym and work out. Yep, and we don't have to pay. Not at all. It's almost like the life of the rich and famous because you ain't got to do nothing except for wake up every day. Yep. And you remember when Obama was running for office and he had all his Curtis Mayfield songs playing, and he was, he basically won because he was reaching back. I want to find him. Curtis Mayfield. What's a search? There he is right there. Not that one. This one. This is how he won. And we don't own the music rights to this one. But guess what? The paper's better found, and I'm sharing.
There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the dealers humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. So people get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers coast to coast. Faith is the key. Open the doors and board 'em. There's hope for all among the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind. Just to save his own. Believe me now. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner. For there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. So people get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the Jesus humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord.
And then there's one other one. Because these are the songs that meant something, when I was growing up. And this one. There it is right there. And of course we don't own the music rights to this. It's the impressions though.
If you had a choice of colors, which one would you choose, my brothers? If there was no day or night, which would you prefer to be right? How long have you had your white teacher who told you you love your black preacher? Do you respect your brother's woman friend and share with black folks not of kin? People must prove to the people a better day is coming for you and for me. With just a little bit more education and love for our nation would make a better society. than to bring about a little trust. But we shall overcome, I believe, someday, if you'll only listen to what I have to say. And how long have you had your white teacher? Who told you you love your black preacher? Can you respect your brother's woman flame and share with black folks not of kin? I said, now people must prove to the people a better day is coming. You and me, with just a little bit more education and love for our nation, would make a better society. And if you had a choice of colors, which one would you choose, my brothers? If there was no day or night, which would you prefer to be right? And if you had a choice of colors, which one would you choose, my brothers? If there was no day or night, which would you prefer to be right? If you had a choice of colors, which one would you?
Yep. The truth is that we all have a choice. And once we've made the choice, it's just real. No matter which way you decide to go, there is a set of consequences that you have to live through once you've made that choice. And that's why they're saying, okay, women would like to continue to make the choice of keeping children. And then I heard this one guy over there on, it was one thing that made me stop joining in on Clubhouse because of the negativity that was over there and how people could actually attack you. But I noticed the same thing here, that people, if they don't like what you say about them, that they can attack you and then they can ban you from their room, but it doesn't matter because they're just always going to look ignorant. And, that level of ignorance is unacceptable in America. And I can promise you that there is get right for people who can't conform. That's why we have all those people in the juvenile justice system. And since, they had that baby that stomped another infant, a newborn, in the head because the footprint was there. And they're charging the child with murder. And I'm saying that the parents who adopted the child that was abused did not have the skill level for the placement of that child. And these children should be going through some mental kind of, some kind of revamping because you don't know what's been done to the children. But you need to know. As, some of those scars are lifetime scars. And sometimes people can't get over them. And, hey, all my children, I raised all my children. I kept my children. There are so many children in the foster care system. It's unimaginable. And then these people will grow up to say that they chose not to have children because of because they were abandoned in foster care and they didn't have a family so they didn't want to have it happen to them. Yeah. They just prefer to live with their animals, and everybody has a choice. I mean, we only choose what we want to choose, but we have to understand that it is our responsibility to ensure adequacy happens for the youngest and the neediest of children, because that's how the law is written, to provide services to the youngest and the neediest of children. And how do you measure what is considered the maintenance of effort? Well, you measure it. And how is it measured? By documenting the success of the program or not documenting, or documenting the failure when you know that you have to change. But the reality is that with growth and development, there is just change. And that's just real. Very sad. Something's happening. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's a real driver. I wouldn't miss squeezing my ass up in that little corner. Oh, boy. If somebody's coming in late, then that means they gotta park in their tight hole. Yeah.
Just me.
Okay. How's it going? How's it going?
We'll just come and see. How you doing?
Fine. Are you gonna be out here for a minute? I wanna leave my phone and I'm going to mute myself for a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, goodness. So, I'm just trying to understand the reality of the choice of pretending that you don't exist. Because we all do. And in America, it's all about who we are. The reality of what life, liberty, and the pursuit of brings. Change in the 20th century is a reality. And I hope you're ready for the ride. Because it is a place where we all will have to go and stand and deliver. Because freedom has never been free. So, my phone is running hot again. It's bullshit. Just bullshit. Oh, well, I'll say follow my podcast over there on Spotify. It is Parent Empowerment, half an hour. And it is there until it goes to Riverside. Once it gets to Riverside, I don't know what happens, but the rules have changed once again. Your content is just being shifted from one place to another. And I'll say you can always come back, and I have so many shows here that I've taped in the previous, and life doesn't change. As you only know what you know, but you don't know what you've not experienced. And that lies the whole thing about the story of life, liberty, and the pursuit of, as freedom was just never free, never intended to be free. There is a cost to everything in America. What's yours? And I'll say, y'all have a blessed evening. I'm about to sign off. And until we meet again, I'll say, y'all have a even blessed tomorrow. Tired and it's 12:10. I'm going to hang it up for right now.